Okay, we're recording. Yeah, it was so much fun. I love leadership. It's like you guys would love it. It's like a million times better than convention.
And smaller, right?
And smaller, more intimate. Yeah.
I mean, there's still got to be a lot of people, but
yeah, it was like 3,000, I think. But just for the East Coast one, right? But it's so fun. It's just so much more intimate and personal. And anyway, like, and just they do little things for us, like set out fruit for a snack one day, or the most fun thing was a party that they did. They rented out the aquarium there for us, which is like the largest aquarium in America, I think, in North America. And they rented that out for they always do a party on Thursday night. And so
kind of like our concerts.
Yeah. Yep. And anyway, they always have like a dinner, like feed us or whatever dinner, and then have a like some type of party. Anyway, so they just had like a taco bar, like set up, like different taco bars, so there weren't tons of lines. They had like 6 or 7 of them set up, and you could just wander through the whole aquarium. And
that's cool.
It was after hours, so it was closed, right? But they had a few staff members there, like for like the touch tank and like that. But it was really fun. I love it. So fun.
Was Dari your only team member that made it?
She was this year. Yep.
Well, that's kind of fun though.
It was
girls
fun.
All the way without stressing about having to make sure you take care of your team.
It was really fun, and she's such a sweetheart. She came to this one for me because I always miss Lila's birthday because it's the end of March usually, is when leadership usually is. And so I said, hey, since it's just you, could you fly to Atlanta for me and we could go the beginning of March so I won't miss Lila's birthday again? He's like, yeah. So anyway.
So doing that instead of coming out to the West Coast one?
Yeah.
Well, it's a fun new experience, you know?
Yeah. So it was fun. It was really good. So we'll see. I don't know. We might switch it up or whatever. But I said, we'll see. But anyway, so I'm just going to go through. I'm so excited because I pulled out like my few favorite parts. So today I wanted to do like just some of the highlights and announcements and stuff. And then next week, what did I put on there? Oh, more information about Prime Meridian Healthcare. And then the next week, doTERRA's come out with a new sales guide. And so we can't even see it or find it anywhere at this point. So I had Brandon scan it all in. So I have it all like kind of as a PDF. So I can screen share with you guys and we can
That's cool.
It's really cool. It's really good. They have some great scripts on there that I can't wait to show you. It's really good.
I'm excited about some of the products coming out.
Yes. Okay, so let me go through. Okay, so so one of the announcements is the hygiene kits are now available for individual purchase, meaning you can donate just one instead of having to do, before you had to do 5 or 4. So the hygiene kits it's essentially just a $25 straight, like $25, 25 PV, and you can purchase it and it counts towards like your volume and stuff, but it's just
I'll bet a lot more people will get them now.
But it's just 100% donation, right? So then doTERRA, and then they collect them all, and then they depend actually on wellness advocates to distribute them for them. So I didn't either. So if you're ever going somewhere, like, so if you're in Utah, right, and you're like, hey, I want to take a bunch of kids to wherever, and maybe if you're already going there anyway, maybe they could mail them to you or something. I don't know how it all works. But anyway, so if you have a need of somewhere, like there's flooding or something in your area, it can be like, hey, can we have some kits and I can just whatever. And yeah, so it's kind of cool. So I'm glad they're doing that, because it used to be you had to buy 100 PV. You couldn't do just 25. Now you can do just the 25. So anyway, so that's cool.
Well, I'll bet they get a lot more coming in now, because
I bet they will too.
So many more people can afford 25 versus 100.
Yep, for sure. Okay, so then the new products. So which ones are you guys most excited about?
Ginger drops.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Deodorant.
The ginger drops are not that strong. Like, they're not overpowering. Like, because the Breathe drops are too much for me. So I was a little worried about the ginger ones, but they're really nice. They're good.
That's great.
Yeah.
That and the deodorant, because my husband
Yeah.
is sensitive to the deodorant.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
my husband just got home, so it's kind of loud for me.
Oh, that's okay. You're good.
I'm almost done eating, and I'll go in the other room.
You're fine. Yeah, we're excited about the deodorant too because Brandon had the same reaction with the balance. So anyway, and I still have yet to find some more information about the whole Melaleuca thing and internal use. I'm hoping more of that will come out after the California leadership.
I'm excited about that and kind of nervous about it
Mm,
because I mean that's one of the main ingredients in the hot mug things. That's
Yeah.
one of the main ways that I've told people to
take
soothe
it.
their sore throat.
Yeah.
You know, I use it internally quite often, actually.
I do too. And so
when I feel thrush coming on, I'll put it, you know, so I'm just like, but I love that they're changing it, the name to tea tree oil because people know what that is.
yes, they don't know what Melaleuca is. Yeah. So I agree. That is a good change. But yeah, hopefully we'll get more information. I think because it was very limited and they like sped through this part. Like they were so fast. They just were like zoom through the new products. Like it was so fast. Anyway, so they didn't talk much about them at all. Didn't really, in the Melaleuca, they kind of really, tea tree, they really skimmed over that as well. But hopefully I'll get more info on that later. Okay, so did you guys see my post about the weekly Wednesday challenge? Did you see that? The most popular reordered products in the United States? What's that?
Yeah. Well, it just says a lot for those products because, you know, an oil company
It does.
selling your oils.
So let me tell you, so this is really interesting. They also had two other slides of the most popular product by revenue and the most popular product by I think it was more quantity or something. Let's see. Yeah, units by revenue and units by volume. So by revenue, it was Lifeline Vitality, On Guard, Lavender, Deep Blue Rub, Frankincense, Copaiba, Serenity Breathe, a Family Essentials Kit, and Deep Blue, like the 5 ml. And then by volume, meaning I'm guessing that means just like sheer, like we're selling more of this than anything else, I guess, kind of, right? Wouldn't you think that's what that number means? They didn't really explain these super well, but.
Yeah, but that's going to be more money too.
Yeah, I know. So it didn't quite make, unless they have more of a profit margin on the other ones. I don't know. Or because those ones cost more. I don't know. I couldn't quite figure that out. Okay, but by volume, it was Lavender, On Guard, Lemon, Breathe, Peppermint, Deep Blue Rub, On Guard Foaming Hand Wash, On Guard Toothpaste, Deep Blue, and hand sanitizing spray.
I love that hand
The hand
sanitizing
wash
spray.
surprised me.
Well, think about this winter. And
Yeah.
all the germs and all
But
the
this is the
nasties.
top 10 U.S. products. Anyway, so interesting. So
That's
But
changed a lot.
it has changed a lot. So because Slim and Sassy used to be right up at the top, and it's not even there now anymore. So anyway, so
And
then
it took me a long time to get to the toothpaste and the hand soap and stuff. It was
yeah,
one of
me
my.
too with the hand soap because I just thought it was kind of pricey. But
Um,
anyway, so they said orders, loyalty rewards orders that include LLV have double volume compared to ones that don't.
That sounds about right to me.
Interesting. But anyway, so
Because
yeah,
you're more if you're I would say most LRP people. Okay, maybe not most. Never mind. I say most LRP people are on the LLV,
yeah,
but that's not necessarily true. But those on my team that are on it tend to purchase more because
Yeah.
they still want their oils too. Whereas the people that are not on LRP tend to have smaller orders.
so it's 80%. 80% of people who reorder are purchasing LLV.
It's because it's an amazing product.
I know. No, I totally agree. I was like shocked. I'm like, wow. Anyway, it was great. Okay, so that was that. Let's see. What was my next thing? Oh, and they are coming up with a vet advisory board. They have it formed now.
Yay!
Yep. And so they said you'll start seeing articles by them in the Living Magazine, and they'll have panels at convention, all that, which I've already thought we saw articles in the Living Magazine. That started, I felt.
We had them come and talk at convention,
Right.
and they said they were working on a panel.
Okay. Well, now it's together.
So,
They put it
well,
together.
good.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Yep.
That was one of my big highlights of convention this year.
I know. I know it was
because
for
I
you.
get so
That's
many
why
questions.
Yes.
And I wasn't confident answering them, and now I feel pretty confident.
Yeah.
I wish we could convince Molly to diffuse.
I know. Poor Molly with her cat. And cats
Mhm.
are very mysterious creatures, but
Yeah.
oh well.
Well, I think it would help her neurotic cat
oh yeah, I think
if
so
she
too.
diffused the right oils, but
Right.
she's so scared, and her vet specifically said don't do it. So.
Dang it. Oh man. Okay, so then let's see. Convention. They talked about the theme is going to be together. I love that. And tickets will be available April 1st for people who don't already have them. And they said they have threatened hotels in Salt Lake to not jack their prices up. We'll see if they do it.
They will anyway.
I know.
Although, I mean, I think that they wouldn't necessarily need to because they're full. You know,
I know.
They're just taking advantage of
Are taking advantage of it.
people.
So sad.
I'm glad I
and-
don't have to fight that battle.
I know. And then the incentive trip this next year is going to be in Hawaii. They've never done a
Ooh.
domestic one before. And they're going to the Sandalwood Farm. So that would be really fun. But anyway, but this is the first year they've actually made it, I think, easier to win it. Because they're kind of maxing out points for enrollments. It used to be really enrollment focused. And this time it's focused on LRPs. So you get just as many points for the enrollment as you do for the LRPs for the months that follow. And the enrollment kind of points kind of cap out.
So the LRP on new enrollments.
Yeah. So once you get a new person to enroll and then they do LRP for however many months, then it counts.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm going to post some info about that.
Did they talk about convention setup this year? Because it's going to be a little bit different. Because we're going instead of doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're doing Tuesday, Wednesday, or no, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or something like that.
Right. They just told us why. So it was already booked. The Vivint Event Center, wherever it's called now, Vivint Arena. What is it called?
Vivint Arena.
It was already booked when they went to go book it. So Carrie Underwood has some big concert.
But they're doing the Success Summit on Saturday instead of Tuesday, right?
And so that will probably be at the Salt House.
Gotcha.
So that's why they switched it around that way. So maybe they'll go back to doing it. I'm assuming they'll go back to doing it, including the Saturday, because it's one less day for people who have to miss work or whatever.
Right. That's my challenge this year. I was actually excited about it until things happened. Now I'm just hoping I get to go.
Right.
We're going to make it happen.
Yeah. Let's see, just a minute. What did I should take notes on my notes so that I would make sure I got the right stuff. So funny. Okay. Oh, Dr. Hill. He's next. Okay. So Dr. Hill, so he's no longer the chief medical advisor for doTERRA.
I've heard that they've hired a different one.
They've hired Dr. Osgothorpe, or however you say his name. So basically, he was the head of, well, he worked at Primary Children's as an infectious disease doctor, and he has like a very extensive resume, and he was basically like at his dream job, like in charge of this like pediatric hospital, new pediatric hospital in Utah County. They said, I didn't even know there was a new pediatric hospital in Utah County. Maybe.
I wonder if it's part of the
new one, the Mountain
Provo,
Star,
because
whatever
it's
the thing's called.
humongous. No, you
Anyway,
about
he basically like planned this out and then got to he was super excited, had his dream job, and then doTERRA came after him and was kind of like, so what do you think? You want to come work for us? You know, because Greg Cook is very good friends with him. And then the hospital found out and they gave him a raise and gave him a promotion. Like, so then he was really in his dream job. And so he was so funny. So he's been working for doTERRA for 3 months now. And he said, I kicked the tires pretty hard on this one. So he took 6 months to decide whether or not he was going to leave his
It's a
hospital.
big change.
Yeah. But he's like, and we'll talk about this next week when we talk about the prime meridian. He was just like, I couldn't pass up this chance to be like, I'm going from spending 4 minutes with patients and trying to fix, like, I can't fix them. I'm putting a Band-Aid on it because we don't have time to talk about their health, their lifestyle that they're living and like what habits they need to change. Pass this up. So he will be a part of, anyway, a lot of things moving forward. Dr. Riggs is kind of more in charge of the prime meridian. But anyway, so we'll talk more
I'm
about that.
so excited about prime meridian.
Exciting. But anyway, so Dr. Hill is now, he's like, you know what? I want to be going back to doing what I was doing before. So he's like, he goes, don't you love it? Don't you want to go back to the way things were in 2017 or whatever? What year was it when it was right before the FDA came down? It's 2017, I think, right? It was 2018.
I want to say 2016.
Oh.
Because I think 2017 is when they actually came down on things because it was so hard.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Something like
I think
that.
you're right. Okay, so he goes, so let's go back in time. Remember when we could show things like this? And he said, I can't remember who he was talking to, but he said to one of the executives, like, look away. And he put up this slide that was like, lemongrass for prostate cancer, cinnamon for, you know, basically like 4 different oils with 4 different types of cancer, like on there. And he was like, I don't know what to do. They're taking pictures now. Like, he was so funny about it. But he's like, don't you want us to go back to being able to just talk about how to use the oils? And he's like, me too. He's like,
in plain speech.
In plain speech. So he said, in less science. So he said, so I have committed to travel for 3 years, going and teaching all over the country, just doing small seminars on how to use the oil.
To medical practitioners?
Exciting. To what?
To medical practitioners?
Oh, just to everybody.
To just everybody?
Yeah.
And the FDA is going to let him do this?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
I know. So he's like, because we've done what we've needed to do, I think. Okay, so they're happy, right? And there's
right.
So anyway, so he's just gonna go, he said he's going to be traveling like 300 days a year or something awful.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
but it's so needed.
I know. So just small, he's
So
just going to be
that's a lot.
teaching, it sounds like just small events. I don't know how any event could be small with him, but anyway, pretty exciting.
That is so exciting.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. And super excited about that.
Because we were just getting to where we could really do that.
I know. Yeah. So anyway, so he's gonna
good for him.
He's gonna talk about that. Yeah. So more seminars on how to use the oils. Oh, we said through the US and Canada. 3 years of traveling and learning. Anyway, one other thing, a sourcing thing in here, because I thought this was really cool. So so they source the cypress in Kenya. I don't know if that's a new place or not, where they used to source it before. But anyway, basically, the tree farmers there, it takes 20 years for the cypress tree to grow to be full size before they can cut it down and harvest. They sell it for the wood, for the cypress wood. So doTERRA found out, you know, I love how doTERRA is like, well, how can we make the situation better, right? So the farmers prune the lower branches of the cypress tree so that it will keep growing taller, right? So that it's taking energy out of the lower branches and keep it so it grows faster and taller and straighter or whatever else. So doTERRA is like, great, take those lower branches, we're going to harvest them and diffuse that for essential oils and get the cypress oil out. So how cool is that? So these people, our farmers, are so excited because before they just had the wood from a cypress tree that they had to wait 20 years to be able to get paid on. And now they can get paid when they're just harvesting the branches off that they were going to do anyway. It's just so,
that's cool.
I just love it.
One of the reasons I love doTERRA.
doTERRA has like so much money dumped into making sure that the essential oils are a sustainable, like a reliable resource, or that we have reliable resources to to get them, which is awesome. I'm glad that they
And long
have the
term.
vision. Yes, they have the vision to see that it's growing and they need to keep up with it. And anyway, it's awesome. So they're just so resourceful with stuff like that. Okay, did you guys happen to see my Facebook Live today on the testing or not yet?
I think I did. Did I? Yes, because you're wearing
I
the
saw
same
a
shirt you
couple
are
today.
right now.
Yes,
I got interrupted in it, but
I also did a little welcome video for Breathe the Gift in this shirt.
oh,
today,
that's
too.
the one I'm thinking of. Sorry.
I was like, I'm going to take down this awful post that's been there for like 3 years and do a little welcome video.
I really liked your welcome video. I felt it was very friendly and
Because I put in
very
the happy
welcoming.
music.
Yeah, I liked it. You were very bubbly.
I wanted to add in more words, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. I watched like 2 YouTube videos and I still couldn't figure it out. So I was like, forget it. Sorry, guys. You just get the welcome word and I don't know how to put anything else in.
Well, what I really liked about it is you were bubbly and welcoming, but you weren't cheesy.
Good. Oh, good. Thank
So
you.
I really liked it.
Good. Good. Okay. Oh, dang. What was I trying to say?
I
The
did
testing.
see, I don't know that I saw your post on it, but
Okay.
in my oil graphics one, they talked about that purity. Oh, well, you saw that I posted.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
one
I did see you
graphic
posted about it,
because-
so I did a live on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's basically, Lorraine, did you see it?
Is that the one where I asked the question about the getting to find out the other company's results?
Yes. Yes, so you did see it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool. I thought that was amazing. I had no idea that they did that many tests.
That's a lot. I did see it because you said it was like 50 tests or something
54
like that,
tests.
right?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's so many. Okay.
And I love that doTERRA is transparent about it because, come on, bud. Come on in. The
Yeah,
dog
they're
wants
not.
to come in where I'm at. Hi, buddy. But
So
yeah,
that's
they're just
really-
so transparent and everybody else isn't.
Mhm.
That's really our only rebuttal to that, though, right? Is because doTERRA is transparent. Because it would be nice to say, well, your company isn't as pure as you would like it to be,
Yeah, but they're not going to
and
let
you
them know
have
that
nothing.
information.
You have nothing to back that up with,
Right.
other than doTERRA's transparency.
Right.
Other
Right.
than you can use those test results of saying, you know, they tested all of these companies with this many tests and only 3 of them were pure. And when you say one was the mom and pop
Or 2 were.
and the other one's going bankrupt or something like that.
So 2 were mom and pop shops. One of them's going bankrupt.
Oh, gotcha.
And the other
yeah.
one is priced super high. And then the third one was doTERRA. Yeah.
Which eliminates almost everybody else.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
including
And
the
those
other
are
one
the
that
main
has the
ones.
farms.
Isn't that so funny? That's how he said it. And then there's that
Uh-huh.
company that has all their own farms. Oh,
Yeah.
it's funny.
I feel like after they talk to us at convention, they want to be able to say who these other companies are.
Because, well,
you
and part
know?
of it is they're out of court with Young Living now too. So it seems like now they're a little bit more relaxed about it.
So they went to court.
Well, that was a while
also,
ago. Oh, no.
or is this when they doTERRA and Young Living were at court
yeah,
with each
yeah,
other?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you meant the testing, the AAPR.
Oh, no. Sorry. Okay, so then Corey Lindley, I love him. I love him because he always is about numbers. He's the numbers guy. So I'm always like, oh, what numbers is he going to throw our way? I just love it. But anyway, so he just talked about like, why is doTERRA still the way to go, right? Like, why is this a good business opportunity? And he's like, you know, he reiterated some of the ones we already know. Like, it's privately held. It will never go public. It's debt free. You know, they are investing in their inventory, like we talked about before. But he just kept saying that the growth is still steady. Like, the first billion was 1 through 8. The second billion they got in 3 years after that, right? And then now they're projecting that they'll hit the third billion in the next 2 years. Because it's
That
just
doesn't surprise me because of the growth we've had. Look, they can't even keep up with us.
Yeah.
You
And so,
know?
and then he said, in general, though, he said, Essential oil business and diffuser sales are up in the US. And so he said just that piece alone will triple in the next 6 years. So just diffuser and essential oil sales in general. And so if doTERRA is just keeps their pace of where they're at now, just by holding their place, not increasing, but just holding their place with that projection of the increase of essential oil and diffuser sales, doTERRA will end up growing 5 times that it is now in the next 6 years.
Wow. How are they going to handle a
I
convention
don't
for
even
that
know.
many people?
So he's like, so if you ever thought it wasn't the time to hop in and sell essential oils, right? Like now is the time, because
There's still so many people
he says
that
our
barely
largest
know
growth
about
phase,
them.
the largest growth phase is still coming.
Wow.
I cannot.
I think that the Prime Meridian is going to change things
And it will.
drastically.
It totally is going to.
And if
Mhm.
Dr. Hill's going around educating
Yes.
in
Because I think
language that people are going to understand,
Yes.
and we're going to be able to use real words,
Yep.
that's going to be a game changer.
Yeah. It's really cool. What were you
Sorry,
saying?
Lorraine.
I think because the biggest hurdle for us is being direct sales, and everybody who thinks that direct sales, it's all padded and it's overpriced, and when you have Walmart selling them and Costco selling them and Target selling them,
Yeah.
and people don't get that there's a difference. They don't get it.
No.
And they will get sick if they ingest those things.
Yeah.
Even
So
breathing them.
Yeah.
Some people at my work are finding that. They're like, we turned on a diffuser with these oils we bought, and everybody around us started coughing. And we're like, oh, it can't be the diffuser. But then they turned it off to find out, and everybody quit coughing. They turned it back on, everybody started coughing because it's adulterated. It's not pure stuff. But it's really hard to educate people about that.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Really hard. Because
'Cause
it
they
has to almost be personal experience.
Yep, and they think we're hard selling because we want them to, join and do this and do that, and it will be interesting to see how, especially Prime Meridian and that, can back and say stuff about that, because it's kind of hard for us to say stuff about that without seeming like we're trying to bash everybody and get everybody to buy our stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mhm.
But it
So
does,
for them to
you get what you
something-
pay for, and it does show a difference. Like I just had a friend recently who she went and ordered some stuff off Amazon, and she's like, it doesn't seem to work as good. She's like, is there a difference in like quality? And I'm like, there is. I'm like,
Definitely.
she goes, okay, well, I'll be visiting again.
We've been indoctrinated into cheap,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
the whole China products and all that stuff, and
We
now
have.
it's coming out with the dollar store that the stuff you buy there is, toxic and
Oh,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Surprise.
And most people don't care though.
No, yeah, they
It's
totally.
because people don't understand the
I
value
think
of
they don't
taking
get
care
it.
of themselves. But I think we are on the verge of tipping point where people are really going to be taking better care of themselves, because there's not going to be a lot of choice. We live in such a toxic environment, and people are so sick of being sick.
Yeah.
And I see people wanting more and more and more to find natural ways and to take better care of there's just this movement. You look at the self-improvement movement and the self-care and take care of yourself, and I'm seeing so many more natural products, and maybe it's just because of where I'm at, I'm inviting that in. But I
think you're
really
right.
feel like over the last year, even the last 6 months, I'm really seeing a shift with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think so.
It's,
Yeah.
it's an awareness though too, right? Like we're becoming
Mhm.
more aware of it and seeing.
Well,
So,
I almost wonder if it's just with all the chronic health issues out there,
I
people are
agree.
realizing that so much of it is coming from these
I
products.
agree. Yeah, because with doTERRA, like you think about it, it's not just the oils, it's the lifestyle, right?
Exactly.
With the whole lifestyle and obviously the oils and the products included, it helps people live longer and live a higher quality of life. I mean, it's huge.
I am living proof of the shift that can happen with that. I'm a pretty drastic story
You are.
when it comes to that. And you don't come across that commonly. I mean, it's out there,
Yeah.
but it's night and day for me. It's not,
Yeah.
it wasn't slow. It wasn't, there's proof.
We have a few
that,
people on our team who have dramatic stories with oils and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's big and it makes a difference. And if
It
people can
absolutely
see
does.
that or experience that, I'm to a point now that I'm just like, if you would just do this, you would
Just try
see
it.
such a difference, just try it, give it
Yeah.
this much time,
I agree.
I think the emotional and psychological stuff takes longer than the physical, but we're going to
Yeah,
get there.
for sure. For sure. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to share with you about it was, so the Healing Hands, they always have a kind of a contest. Since they've started East Coast, West Coast ships, they try to have a contest with how much money they can raise at each one. And so, so he's like, okay, like, so they have different things you can do. Like you can buy a charging stick or buy a rose lotion or just make a donation or buy a t-shirt. Like they have got various different things that you can do. Excuse me. And so, and this year they had bracelets you could buy that were made by women who had been rescued out of sex trafficking.
Awesome.
That was awesome. Anyway, but so they posted, it was the end of leadership. And so they posted it and they said, okay, here we are. He's like, you have raised 22,000, blah, 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 whatever dollars. And everybody's like, whoa, like that was an awesome number. He's like, and he's like, Haley and Wes Hobson actually came up to me at the beginning or, yesterday or whatever, and said they would match it up to 20,000 because they did that last year at one of them. They matched it. So he's like, doTERRA decided to match another 20,000. So he's like, so we're at like 60, whatever it is, 62,000. And so he's like, he goes, this is Russell Butters, which I love him. He's so cool. He's like, so what my vision was for this? He's like, is that between the two leaderships that we could raise 100,000 total. He's like, wouldn't it be so cool if we could get to 100,000 like right now? And
that's another 40 grand. He's
huge. Looking at all the blues and presidentials, right? They're all right there in front of the stage. And he's like, what do you guys think? Like, what do you think? And so everybody's like going crazy and stuff. And so Eric Larson goes, put me down for 20. And everybody is just going nuts. So this is like, it was so fun. So everybody's screaming and stuff. And he's like, wait a minute. He's like, okay, did you mean $20 or $20,000? He's like, oh, okay, $20,000. Okay, good. He said $20,000. We're good, guys. We're good. And so he's like, okay, so we're at 82,000. He's like, we only need 18,000 more. What do you guys say? Who's, and he's looking at everybody. And then somebody else who just hit Presidential Diamond, Peggy Smith, I think is her name. I love her. She's so sweet. She's like, I'll do 10,000. And so then everybody's cheering again. And he's like, okay, who else? We only have because I think at that point, I think it was actually 7,500. And Lil Shepherd put in the last donation.
Wow.
And it was just so cool to see this is our company. He's like,
the energy in that room had to be amazing.
Was amazing. It was so cool. And so and after, I mean, it totally chokes me up. After the line for Healing Hands was it was so long. People wanted to keep adding to it. It was so cool. So anyway, but he was like, this is our company. We don't flash cars, and paychecks or whatever, but we're totally going to brag over who's going to donate the most to Healing Hands. So anyway, it was really awesome.
That had to be a really cool experience.
It was really cool.
I can just imagine the energy there.
It was fun. So yeah, and it was funny. And I literally, I was another one. I went to go wait in that Healing Hands line after for half an hour after that because, it was totally selfish. I wanted the ginger drops, and so they were giving them to you if you donated $5 or something. So I'm like, oh, I want to go donate so I can get some ginger drops. But anyway, it was really, really cool. So anyway, okay, so that was leadership. Let me stop recording, and then if you have any questions.